guys, we are back. Today we are in such a beautiful place. You can see the background. We are actually in a place called Eliata Bush Camp, and we are on a little vacation in the middle of nowhere in Kenya. This is our original home, not exact place, but the country. And today I'm joined with Kylie, as you can see. It's been a while. Nice having you again, Kylie. It's been a while, months.
I know.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. Now, it's beautiful. We are going to talk about something called toxic positivity. Toxic positivity. So we'll start with, Kylie, what does the word toxic mean before we talk about toxic positivity, before we combine them?
Okay, the word toxic means, the meaning is very, very wide. I'm just going to narrow it down to just make, I think it's toxicity is, as we all know, it's something that is very poisonous, something that creates an environment very, very poisonous, like very, not very comfortable place, not very nice or with any positive vibes there. So that's what I understand by toxicity, but it has a very wide definition. Yeah.
So toxic, something harmful, something that would hurt you. Could be a relationship, could be an environment.
Yeah. Very negative effect. Yeah, it brings a very negative effect.
And it could be like toxic water, toxic food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then positive. Positive is good. Something good. Something that makes you happy. Something that makes you feel good. Basically, positive would be something that's not toxic. Kind of the opposite.
The opposite of toxic.
Yeah. But then we are combining this. Toxic positivity. Now, Carly, this is an interesting one. And you were kind of wondering what the heck does that even mean? How can we talk about something that's harming you? And then we're talking about a positive thing, something that's good for you. But toxic positivity is when in the basic definition would be anger, all the sadness, grief, frustration, any negative emotions or emotions that make you uncomfortable are discouraged, completely discouraged in favor of happiness, optimism, joy. So really the bad emotions or the emotions that you are not comfortable with, completely ignored. So really that's what toxic positivity means. Yeah. So can you think of anything that will fit that description or an example?
Yeah, it's when she started talking about toxic positivity, I'm like, how can you speak about toxicity and in the same sentence, talk about positive, like positive as a word? Because we know toxicity is negative and, and then you say positive effects, that is obviously a good thing. So, okay, what I can think about in terms of an example to that situation, maybe someone is has lost a loved one and they're mourning, and then I just want to come and make them feel better. So I want to try to erase the negative things around, mourning. They're not feeling okay. They're grieving. They're sad. They're feeling all these bad emotions, like, they're really feeling sad and, and I'm just going to come in and try to make them feel better. So I will come, and that's why you hear people, when people try to comfort someone in mourning and they try to say, now, they are in a better place, your loved one is rested, they are no longer in pain. And they try to tell you all these positive things in that kind of environment. So to me, I feel that is what it means, like toxic positivity. So trying to erase the negative sides of the situation of what is like trying to just bring all the positive vibes and make you feel better. So yeah, that's what I can narrow it down to.
I love that you brought that example because that's one of the biggest ones that we see in society, and most of us really, a lot of people struggle with it. And even I am learning, because so like Ali said, somebody says, at least they're in a better place. If I tell her that, I'm coming from a really good place, but ooh, what have I missed? What have I missed? Kind of, you just lost somebody. I'm like, well, at least they're in a better place.
Yeah, so that means you want to make me feel like smile and say, okay, feel better, and erase the feelings the emotions that I'm holding at that particular moment. I feel like I want to cry, I feel like I'm sad, I've lost something, like something is gone, something has been taken away from me. And it's just human nature to feel sad. So you are denying me that opportunity, to process the sadness, to remove it from you're trying to just erase it from my heart and try to make me smile and, continue with life like nothing happened, believing that, everything is good, everything is, smooth, they are happy wherever they are. So you should be happy too here. So that is what someone will be trying to do, to just make me not process the sadness and the negative emotions that I'm holding at that moment.
And so something that we've come to learn is when somebody loses a loved one, they are not, as the famous David Kessler says, people that have lost a loved one, they don't want to be cheered up. They don't want to be happy. Like, that's not what they're looking for. They're looking for you to kind of sit with them in that moment. Since you brought up loss, one thing that comes to mind is when I tell you, I know what you feel. So, Carl, why do you think I know what you feel? So, you've lost somebody that I've lost. It seems fitting that I know what you feel. Why would that be considered toxic positivity?
It will be considered toxic because I don't think you really know what I'm feeling. That is a personal thing that has happened to me. The sadness is really personal. Sometimes you don't even know the kind of relationship I had with this person.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're coming from a place of trying to make me smile, but you really, really, I don't believe you really understand or feel what I'm feeling at that time. So it ends up being toxic because you're trying to get me out of that situation I strongly believe without even understanding the slightest bit of what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why I feel that someone has to be just left in whatever, emotional status they are, and they are the only ones who knows how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
No one else understands or feels the same as what they're feeling at that moment.
Yeah. No one can ever feel how another person feels.
Yeah.
Please don't. Like I said, we've lost a common person.
Yeah.
Even that does not make
our feelings
similar. She'll never know how I feel. I'll never know how I feel. Feelings can never be. We try to empathize. You might be like, I might have an idea because I have lost someone too. I've lost even like we've lost the same kind of person. So like, we've lost the person that we had this, not necessarily the deeper relationship with. When say you lost a parent, we are both
lost a
parent, still does not make me know how she feels. So what's important here is, it's like I said, it's coming from a good place.
Yes.
I'm showing that I know. But it's invalidating of her unique personal experience.
Sure, yeah.
I might know, I might have an idea, but I'll never really truly be in her body.
Yes.
To experience it. So it becomes toxic because it's also another way of trying to lighten the blow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that example. So another one that comes to mind about toxic positivity, and we could go on and on about the things that we should or shouldn't do when somebody has lost somebody. And maybe we'll make a video about that very specifically. Yeah. And another example comes from, Carl, I know you've looked for jobs you've had in your day. You've had quite the. So how do you think toxic positivity can creep into a situation like that?
In a job search, what I can think of is, let's say I currently I have a job already, and I feel like, you know what, I need a change. I need to look for another job. So I will go through the normal process of getting a job. So start with the application, go through the interview. Sometimes you are interviewed even more than once, and then you end up not getting the job. And that's really, I'm speaking for myself. That really breaks me sometimes until I start asking myself, why did I even start this process? So at that moment when I'm broken because of the sad news that I've received that I didn't get the job, it puts me in a state of sadness. It puts me in a state of, why I feel like I got rejected or something like that. Emotionally, it really affects me in a negative way. So at this point, probably someone will come like, oh, after all, you have a job. Like, it's not that you're jobless. So you shouldn't feel that bad. You have a job already. So, that's nothing. And they want to brush that off. But no, that is one of the ways that you said is someone trying to erase whatever emotion you are processing at that time. Yeah, I think that is how it will apply.
Yeah, so
in a job search.
Right, yeah. They are skipping a very important piece and telling you, at least you have a job. They know they have a job. One thing has nothing to do with the other. So somebody will appreciate if you said, it sucks. It really, really sucks to not have had that job, And I guess if you want to help, at some point you might say, you might even ask, is there something I can do? Is there something you will need help with? But really, again, sit with the frustration, sit with the sadness. I don't know anybody that will feel good not getting a job.
No.
Everybody wants to interview and get a job.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you already have a job because before you thought of even starting this process, it means you needed it. Mm-hmm. It's something that you really needed, the change and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So that might lead to you feeling very sad if you don't end up getting it.
Yeah. So, and we can, I don't know what another example, but I think those two are really, they're really good. Or another one that is very common is maybe talking about kind of having something or not having something. Somebody might say, it kind of in the same thing. At least you have.
Yeah.
Or, we are talking about maybe you want to buy something besides kind of the basic needs, food, shelter, and clothing, and then so maybe you're frustrated about you want to buy let's say a vehicle, right? And then I kind of tell you, so you're really frustrated with the process, and then I tell you, well, at least you have food, shelter, and clothing.
Yeah,
you have the basic needs.
Yeah, you don't really need that,
Yeah,
that is not important, right? Like you can live without it.
Yeah. So one thing has nothing to do with another. What I'm trying to say here, validate, get used to feeling uncomfortable, get used to being sad, get used to being angry, get used to frustrated. Now, here's the cool thing. Where do you think toxic positivity comes from? The first one would be, the thing that comes to mind is sometimes the culture. How do you think our cultures feed toxic positivity? Like now we are in Kenya. Kenya has there's a very different culture here about almost everything.
Yeah.
So being in Kenya, from Kenya, what have you seen that kind of has formed the way we see things, especially in the toxic positivity thing? I'll give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
It's I got a good one. When you're in Canada, and so before we immigrated, I'm sure you know where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
So you're in Canada. Now you're in Canada. And we had a different view of Western world, first world countries. And now when you tell your friends in Kenya, like, gosh, I'm so stressed.
Mm-hmm.
How does our culture inform how they respond to you?
And I've gotten that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, once the way we view the Western culture, we look at it like it's a very cool life stress-free life. We believe that once you're there, you are stable in terms of financial stability. So you feel that once I get there and I have a job and I'm making all this money, so all my problems are gonna just disappear. Like I will be fine and life will be, I'll be living my best life. But then we forget that you're still a human being. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much job security you have. You're still a human being and you feel emotions. Sometimes you're down, sometimes you're okay, sometimes you're happy. It's just human nature. It doesn't matter the location. Either being in Kenya or wherever Western country you are at, you are still that same person, a human being who feels emotions, who feels sad, who feels all these things. So sometimes you wake up and you're really feeling very low and lonely. Maybe, for example, you feel depressed and you're calling someone, your friend or your family in Kenya, and telling them how, you woke up feeling. And they're really good at minimizing that. They will be like, oh, at least, you are over there and you have a job. Some of us here don't even have a job. Some of us here don't even have that kind of life. So you shouldn't be really stressed. They will minimize that and say, oh, what are you even talking about? And you are already in Canada. So why they don't understand at all that you can get stressed or you can go through these negative emotions while you are in that nice and cool place. No.
Yeah. It's almost like be happy already and stay happy. Because cat, we just saw a cat walking here. Yes. So the culture has taught us that once you go, then it's happiness and joy for the rest of your life. So believing that, yes, once you leave, because we believe that we're always chasing basic needs.
Yeah.
And so when you have immigrated, it means that you've gone beyond
basic
needs. So in that case, you are not allowed to complain.
Yeah.
Don't complain, shut up, and be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stress is like whatever. Yeah. And how else has the culture kind of created this toxic positivity? I'm trying to think about, remember when we were kids and you cry?
Yeah.
You're sad, you cry. And what does parents or teachers say? I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah, they will spank you. You will be spanked.
So giving you something to cry about, meaning
they don't want to know why you are even crying. They believe that you're crying for no reason.
So again, that negative emotion.
Yeah.
Discouraged.
Yeah.
You have food. You have a shelter. You have school fees. Why the hell
you crying?
Are you crying? So
they will beat you and tell you, now I'm gonna beat you, and you will be. So you have a reason, like you cry even better than what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, you are not allowed to feel that. You're not allowed to feel sad. You're not allowed. That is in a nutshell what toxic positivity is.
Yeah.
So just to conclude this, what's the best thing? How do we not stay in this toxic positivity mindset? Essentially, like we started saying, say if it's grief, for example, just if you don't know what to say, most of the time, I think 10 out of 10 people don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell her.
Yeah.
I don't know. The best thing is just be quiet.
Yes.
In a grief sense, just don't say anything. And how do you think that would be helpful? If I just come here and sit and not tell you to
just not talk to me,
not talk and just sit here. How helpful would that be? I
think it will make me feel better. That's what I believe. Mm-hmm. I will feel that you are here for me. I will feel your support. I will at least remember, she was there seated and I was feeling all these bad things, all this sadness, all this, negative emotions. But I will recognize the fact that she was there.
And sat with you.
Sat with me.
In that discomfort.
Yes. Walked with me around, listened to me.
Yes.
Just listening to me. I had someone at least seated and listening. And I think that would make someone feel better than talking all these things.
No, because you remember, toxic position is avoiding discomfort. But this person sat there. Maybe you cried. They sat there.
Yes.
Even though they were uncomfortable, but they stayed in that space.
They stayed there. They hugged you, They held your hand.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. How the power of nonverbal.
Yes. Support.
How that makes so much difference.
Yeah.
Than me.
That will actually make someone even remember.
Yes.
Years later, they will be like, oh, if it wasn't for so and so used to just come and listen to me, hug me,
and just stay there.
Yeah, and just stay there with me, I couldn't have pulled through this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So don't feel the pressure to say the right thing. Yes. It never comes out, really. It never comes out good. And as far as work, when you didn't get a job, like, well, at least you have a job.
Yeah.
What would be helpful there?
What will be? It's just the same thing. Like, just be there for me, support me. Listen to my anything that I want to share regarding what happened to me. Just sit there and listen. Give me a hug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just listen. That will be enough support.
And like at some point, we might have to start talking about solutions.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point when things have settled down, you would say, you know what? Can I give you another website that I saw a job where you can apply to?
Yes. So after giving me time to process and I'm done with that process, if someone offers to help you now move to the next steps,
mm-hmm.
I think that will also be appreciated and make someone feel that you are there for them and you're supporting them.
And it comes in form of a question.
Yeah.
So don't jump in and say, well, I have another.
No, you have to ask me,
do you want
me to do that?
To give you another option on the website? And then you say, yeah. And then I give you a bunch of...
Yeah.
So just and that's empathy. That's validating those feelings.
Yeah.
You can never feel. I will never feel what she feels about not getting a job, even though I have not gotten many, many jobs before. But I can validate. I can use those feelings to say, yeah, that really is horrible.
Yes.
Horrible, horrible, horrible. And then you kind of move. So the solution is almost like one size. I wouldn't say that one size fits all, but the process. Validating and just being there. Don't try to fix the situation. Don't try to provide a solution to this person. Most of the time, people don't need solutions. That is a fact. They don't. So that's in a nutshell, toxic positivity. Please tell us what you think, and if you have more examples for us about toxic positivity. We can go on and on and on and on, but let's just end there for now.